Not really set up for recording, so I'm gonna do my best here. Fingers crossed. Okay, so let's go over a few things. Empty spool, film spool. This isn't actually a film spool, it's an empty one. It's old, but that lets me show you the process. And the cartridge film insert. Okay, so you already know a lot of this, but I'm just going to go over it. I know you know it because you already did it. You showed me pictures. But on here, if you look closely enough, there are two pictures. There's one for the empty spool and one for the film spool. That way you're sure to get the right one on the right side. So load the empty spool like such, and load the film spool. And here's the key that I think that you need to that I'm hoping to impart here is with the film itself. The key is you need to make sure that it doesn't get loose on the spool as you're loading it. That's the hardest part, and that's often what causes that frame overlap. Is if you'll watch, if I let go of it, it'll kind of unravel a little bit. Now this is loose on the spool, and so when it's loose on the spool and it's getting taken up, advanced to the next frame, it doesn't pull the full length across the film plane, and that's what causes that overlap. So the key here is you need to make sure that the spool with the film always stays nice and taut, that there's no looseness to it. That's, yeah, really the key element. So we're gonna load it on, and the key, it's really not hard. The key is to never actually just let go of it while you're loading it. Always have some finger on it so that it's staying in place and that you're keeping the paper backing nice and taut. So you'll notice on other videos that you watch that if they know what they're doing, they always have at least one finger touching this reel at all times. So you let it just slide through while you keep touching it and you're pulling it. Just let it slide through, but keep it tight, right? So you're loading it. You already know this part. Notice how I'm never letting go of this completely. So you just load it in. Sorry, it's getting quite dark, isn't it? So you're not seeing it very well. Okay, so you just load it in, which you've done, and you crank it up. And I'm keeping my finger on the film at all times while I'm doing this so that it stays nice and tight. And as I'm reeling it in, I'm letting it slide over my thumb. It's staying tight down here. It's staying tight all the way across. It's not getting loose at all until I get the arrows. You know, there's this arrow and the arrows on the film backing paper. You get those lined up. Okay, they're lined up. And that whole time I let this roll, but I didn't let it roll loosely. I always had a finger touching it so that it stayed tight, so that this is now tight, this remained tight, there's no looseness here. And then when I go to load it into the camera, I keep that on there and load it in the camera with my fingers still touching the film spool, so that no play happens, and so that it doesn't get loose. And that's I think that's what you're experiencing there. Is I think you found a case where after you loaded it, some looseness was introduced into the film reel, and that caused the overlap. Oh, hi, by the way, and sorry for my incredibly dirty hands. I was pulling some weeds earlier today, so ignore the dirty hands. Hopefully this video helped. Keep this tight. That's the key that I'm trying to impart here. All right. Let me know if this video didn't help. Okay. Thanks.